Welcome to Manflow Yoga. It's yoga for guys.
Hey guys, it's Manflow. Just wanted to say I'm up to about 400 likes on Facebook. I want to thank you guys for supporting me. YouTube subscribers, I think I'm at about 60 now. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Let me know if there's anything I can do. Alright, let's get into it. So, we're going to start a down dog. Heels pressing back, hands about mat width distance apart. Biceps straight in your ears. Trying to bring your hips up, pushing your heels back into the ground. Come up on your toes as high as you can. Bring your knees forward, bring your chest forward. And then push your toes back. Trying to keep that same feeling in your chest. And same thing again. Toes come up. Knees forward. Chest forward. And then push back, down dog. Do that one more time. Toes come up, so heels come all the way up. Knees come forward, chest comes forward. And push back into a down dog. Let's look forward, bend your knees, reach your left leg up, reach your right leg up. Spread your feet about 6 inches so you can fit 2 fists in between. Grab your left elbow with your right arm and your right elbow with your left arm. Let your head hang here. Maybe wiggle your head back and forth. Make sure that your chest is into your your thighs right here. If you have to bend your knees like this to get your chest to touch your thighs, you can do that. That's fine. Just wrap your. So again. Right hand, left elbow, left hand, right elbow, and let your head hang. This is called ragdoll pose. Just feel where your hamstrings are today. Feel how your back is. And then let your head be a weight to pull your body down. You can start straightening your legs a little bit more here, and that'll help you get a deeper stretch in your hamstrings. But again, we're just warming up right now, so don't worry about it. If it doesn't feel like it's that intense. Squeeze your body into your thighs. Okay, let your hands drop. Bring your toes and your heels together. Do a half lift. Nice long spine here. Hands come up your shins. Neck in line with your back. Forward fold. Exhaling. Inhale, come all the way up, mountain pose. Reach your hands all the way up, breathe in. Pretend like you're holding something in your hands. You're holding the world, you're holding, I don't know, something. Slight bend in your back, open your hands up a little bit more. Just slight back opener here. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Lengthening your spine. And exhale. Bringing your feet back. Setting up for cobra. So lowering your knees, lowering your chest, straightening your legs. Tops of toes touch the ground. And then lift up. Using just your lower body strength and your lower back to do so. You don't need your hands at all here. Pressing down on the tops of feet. And exhale and go into down dog. With your hands at mat width distance and your feet about a foot apart. You can flex your quads. Help straighten your legs. Push your heels into the ground. If it's feeling not intense enough for you, you can walk your feet a little closer together and then re-engage. Push down through your heels. Straighten your legs and try and pull your butt up as high as possible. Your hips up. Let's look forward, bend your knees, come off your heels. Jump forward or walk forward, landing lightly at your hands. Come to a half lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. So I had a comment the other day. Somebody said that, Dean, you're doing chair pose wrong. I said, well, no, I'm not. There's just a lot of different variations of chair pose. So this is one way to do it. We're going to go through it, many of the different variations. This is good chair pose because when you're squeezing your legs together, you have a lot more support. Your hips are more engaged. So it all comes to preference. And again, chair pose, you might be up here to start with. You might be down here. Just make sure you can see your big toes, that you're dropping your weight and your hips back, and that your hands are up and extended. A couple more breaths here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. Exhaling. Half lift. Exhale, come back to a front leaning rest position. Drop your feet back, or again, if you want, you can jump back. Lower your arms with your, lower your body down with your elbows tucked into your sides. And then inhale to up dog. Using your lower body strength, pressing against the tops of your feet, against the ground. And then exhale, push back into down dog. Do some more variations of chair pose now. So bend your knees, look forward. Bring your feet to meet your hands. Landing lightly. Half lift. Inhaling, long back, long spine. Exhale. Inhale, come to chair pose. So drop your butt back. You can see your toes through the vision right here. Reach your arms up. Biceps for your ears. Now to open up your shoulder a little bit more here, you can turn your hands in. And you feel it a lot in your back. To help prepare you for some shoulder opening. Makes the pose a little more difficult. Make sure if you're in this variation of chair pose, make sure you're squeezing your thighs and your knees together. Your toes are touching. You can have a little bit of space between your heels here. And then reaching up. Your upper body's at about a 30-degree angle. Couple more breaths. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale. Bring your toes back, feet back. And then lean your body a little bit forward, a couple inches forward. And then lowering down. Keep your elbows tucked into the sides. And then inhale, up dog. Using your lower body strength to press up. Press your toes against the ground. And then exhale and push back into down dog. Look forward. Jump forward. Bring your feet to meet your hands. Half lift. Forward fold. Spread your feet about 6 inches. And then rise into chair pose. This is just a different variation. Bring your toes off the ground so that the weight's primarily in the back. Three more breaths here. 3. Drop your weight back farther. 2. 1. Forward fold. Toe heel your feet back together. Half lift. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up, rise to Utkatasana. Hands come up. Hands come to prayer. Exhaling. Drop your head a little bit. Focus your gaze on your hands. And prepare for today. Okay, we're going to drop back into Crescent Warrior. So right leg comes back. Just come right up into it. So 90-degree angle in your front foot. Back foot's pressing backwards. Heel toward the wall. This whole foot's engaged. This whole leg's engaged. Core's turned slightly upwards. Bring this hip forward and push this hip back. And then reach your arms up. Biceps frame your head. And breathing. Drop your arms so that your palms are facing the ground and lean your body forward. Same thing. Come back to Crescent Warrior. Hands up. Core engaged. Pressing back. Come back to airplane arms. Body forward. Come back. Crescent Warrior. Exhale, bring your arms back, airplane arms. And one more time, hands come up. Core engaged. Drop your hands to airplane, body weight comes forward. Lower your hands, bring your left foot. Come to a three-legged dog with your left foot. Come forward, front knee rest position with your left leg up. Lower down with your arms tucked. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, come into a down dog. Look forward, bend your knees, bring your feet to meet your hands, landing lightly, half lift, forward fold, inhale all the way up, come to Utkatasana, mountain pose, exhale, hands to prayer. Now we're going to drop our left foot back to Crescent Warrior and do a high lunge. Make sure you've got a 90-degree bend in your right foot. If you need to adjust, go ahead. Pull your right hip back, pull your left hip forward, engage your core. Make sure your left leg is entirely engaged and that your heel is pressing back toward the wall. Engage your core and reach up. Framing your head with your biceps. Drop your hands, airplane. Airplane with your arms, body weight forward. Keeping your back leg engaged, and in your front, keeping your toes off the ground. Inhale. Crescent Warrior. Biceps frame your ears, core engaged. And in your right foot, your toes are off the ground. Exhale, come forward. Airplane arms, palms facing the ground. Squeezing your shoulders together. Bringing your chest forward. Chest forward, squeezing your shoulders together. Inhale, Crescent Warrior. Core engaged. You drop down a little lower. Exhale. Palms facing ground. Chest forward, shoulders squeezed together. One more time. Inhale, Crescent Warrior. And exhale, go to airplane. Chest comes forward, squeeze your shoulders together. Palms face the ground. Exhale, lower your foot, lower your hands and frame your foot. Right leg comes up. Come to a front lean rest position with your right leg still in the air. Arms in close enough for chaturangas. Prepare to float. Lower down. Inhale into an up dog. Using your lower body to do so. And then exhale, push back into a down dog. Maybe when you're here you want to walk your dog a little bit, so press your feet back alternatively. Right leg comes up, right leg comes forward to meet your hands, and come up into Crescent Warrior. Engage your core, reach your hands up.
And as you exhale, bring your hands to the side and try and face the right side, or the side wall. Keep your arms up, reaching in opposite directions. Make sure that your leg in front isn't coming over like this, that it's staying pointed forward. Inhale, Crescent Warrior. Lower down. Right leg comes back. And prepare to flow, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot comes up. Bring your left foot to meet your hands. And come up into Crescent Warrior. Maybe going a little lower than you did before, because you're warmed up now. And then exhaling, hands come to side. Lower body remains the same. Reaching out in opposite directions with both hands. At shoulder level. Again, keeping your legs in line, just as they were before. No change from Crescent Warrior in your lower body. Inhale to Crescent Warrior. Exhale, lower your hands for your foot. Inhale your left leg back. And exhaling, lower down, chaturangas. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to come to Bakasana now. So, there's a couple ways to do this. You can, let's start with level 1. So bring your feet forward, come into a squat, yogi squat. Your feet about mat width distance. Elbows coming to the inside of your knees. Hands come forward, and you simply roll your body weight onto the front. And then touch your heels together. For more resistance, straighten your arms so that the strength to hold you up is coming from your core and your arms down. Another variation. Bring your feet about a foot width apart. Your arms go in front of your legs. Bend your knees and rise up on your toes so that you can plug your knees underneath your armpits. And then your triceps serve as a shelf. And you come into chair pose, to Bakasana, to crow pose, like this. And then for increased difficulty, straighten your arms. A couple more breaths here. And then springing out of this, just shoot your legs back or walk back. And then lean your body weight forward, lower down. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, bend your knees. Jump to bring your hands to your feet to your hands. Landing lightly. Half lift. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. We'll come to a twist now, so bring your hands to prayer. To the outside of your right knee. And try and open your heart to the side wall, but use your core to do so. Don't crank your elbow against your knee and try to open your back up. Use your core strength. Just squeeze your back together. And then turn sideways. We're going to come into side crow pose now. So I want you to take your hands, bend your feet, take your elbow into your right knee, and take your right elbow and plug it into the outside of your hip, And then you're just going to transfer your weight slowly so that you're balancing on your side, like this. And this is called side crow. Come back to a half lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Make sure that your hips are lower than your knees or at the same distance, at the same level. And then bring your hands to prayer. Extend your body forward. And then reach your body to the right. Sorry, twist your body to the right. Your right elbow comes on the outside of your left knee. And use your core to squeeze. And open up your side and open up your heart to the side wall. Toes can come off the ground. And we're going to go to side crow. So lower down. Your right elbow comes into your left knee. Your left elbow plugs into your hip. And you just transfer the weight into your hands. And you're in side crow. Just a couple breaths here. And return. Do a half lift. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Spread your feet about 6 inches. Put your hands under your feet. Utkatasana, gorilla pose. And then you can massage your wrists with your toes. And then press down on your feet with your feet. Press down on your hands with your feet. And then reach your back and try and stretch. Rounding your back here. Try and straighten your legs if you can. If you can't, that's fine. Just bend as much as you need to. But if you feel like you can do it, straighten your legs and let your head be a weight. Just let your head fall. And relax here. A couple more breaths. Try and feel the relief that this is providing for your back and how it's providing a nice stretch to your hamstrings. And then let your hands out, bending your legs to do so. Now toe heel your feet back together. Half lift. Forward fold. And then bring your feet back to the mat. Bring your body weight forward. Lower down. Chaturangas. Inhale and come to up dog. Exhale and come to a down dog. Look forward. Bring your feet to meet your hands, landing lightly. Half lift. Forward fold. Come up into Utkatasana. Then bring your hands to prayer. We're going to do a new pose today. This is called Eagle Pose. So the way this is going to work, you're going to stick your right arm out, your left arm out, and you're going to put your right arm under your left arm. Try and bring your hands to meet right here. If you're small or if you're flexible in your shoulders, you can interlace your fingers here, and you'll feel a very strong stretch in your shoulders right here. So again, right arm comes under left arm. If you can't grab your fingers, that's fine. Just touch your wrist, or touch hand back to back, or palm to palm. And then you're going to bend down, so that like you're in chair pose. And then you're going to reach your right leg over your left knee.
then straighten your back. Your right elbow should be right above your knees. And then pull your arms up to get a little deeper stretch in your shoulders. And bend down a little more. Get deeper into the pose. And change. Bring your hands up all the way up. Now left hand comes under right arm. Now reach again. Interlace the fingers if you can. If not, just touch palm to palm. Bend down in the chair pose again. And now left leg comes up and over. Wrapping around your calf if you can. I don't recommend this for guys. Because you're not as flexible. Also, there are certain parts that you don't want to squeeze too hard. So again, your elbows are over your knees, and you're bending, you're dipping back a little bit, like you're leaning back a little bit, so that you have a straight back. And then lower down a little bit in your legs, and reach your arms up. So really stretch your shoulders. 2 more breaths. Release. Bring your hands all the way up. Forward fold. Half lift. Exhale. Bring your feet to the back of your mat. And lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Stand down dog. We're going to come into a seated position now. So look forward. Bring your feet to meet your hands, and if you can, bring them all the way through. And sit back on your butt. Actually, I lied. So just spin around now, come to your chest on the mat. We're going to do a series of back strengthening exercises. And for that, I'm going to lower the camera. Take a few deep breaths here. Okay. So, lowering down. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Tops of feet are pushed into the ground. Your quads are flexed so that your knees are not touching the ground. And then squeeze your feet together. And then as you inhale, so everyone's take an inhale. Exhale. And as you inhale, bring your body off the ground, just your upper body. Pressing your feet into the top of the ground. Not using your upper body, not using your hands to push your body up. Just trying to get as high as you can, using your lower body strength and your back strength. At the very end, you can use a little bit of arm strength to help pull yourself a little forward, but just a little bit. Exhale. Put your right cheek on the mat, palms face the sky. And just breathe. Prepare for second set. So again, hands come underneath your shoulders. Chin comes to the mat. Press your feet against the ground. Quads engage. And as you inhale, come up. Try to make your body as long as possible. So pressing your feet into the ground, but also trying to bring your body forward and up. Just breathing here, in control.
Trying to get a little higher. A couple more breaths. Exhale, lower down. Alright, so now we're going to take our hands to our sides, palms facing down, chin on the ground, and take your feet to the corners of the mat. We're going to airplane. So inhale, exhale. And now as you inhale again, bring everything up. Reaching your back, reaching your legs toward the back wall. Reaching your arms up. Just your hips on the ground. Couple more breaths. Exhale, lower down. And bring your bring your right cheeks to the mat now. Palms are open to the sky. And take a couple deep breaths. Prepare for second set. Bring your chin to the mat. Readjust yourself if you need to. Palms come to the ground. And as you inhale, come up. Reaching your legs back. Reaching your upper body forward. Trying to get your crown of your head to touch the wall in front of you. Reaching your arms up so you get a little higher. Two more breaths. Lower down. We're going to do one more of those. Just the culmination of what we've been doing here. So hands are going to come forward. Your feet are going to stay together, or they're going to stay about 6 inches apart. And now you're just going to bring everything up, reaching your arms as forward as possible, reaching your legs back as far as possible, but keeping them at about only 6 inches apart. So inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and everything comes up. Reaching as high as you can, reaching as far back as you can in your heels, in your toes, reaching as far forward as possible in your arms. 3 more breaths. 2. Last one. Lower down. Left cheek comes to mat. Arms come to your sides. Palms open. And your feet rest. Press up into an embryo pose. So bring your knees together. Bring your knees together. You're on your shins, on the tops of your feet. Then you're just going to let your body fall forward. Fold your body over your knees, over your thighs. Let your arms come to the side with your palms extended open to the sky. And then just try and feel some relief in your back from this pose. It's similar to child's pose. Come out of that. Bring your feet in front of you. Let your on your butt now. And we're going to go into bridge pose. So bring your heels as close as possible to your hips. Lower down onto your back. Your hands are going to be at your sides. Neck, back on the ground. And then as you inhale, on the inhale you're going to come up into bridge pose. So exhale, inhale. Trying to keep your legs together. Trying to keep your knees closer together. Trying to bring your heart
up as much as possible. Use your glutes and use your leg muscles to get your body up, and you're resting on your shoulders. Bring your hands in now and interlace your fingers and squeeze your shoulders together. And try and come as high as possible in this. 2 more breaths. Try and go a little higher. Lower down. Letting every vertebrae hit the ground individually. And then straightening your feet. Actually, come to Utkatasana, which is just a butterfly while lying down. So your knees, just by the force of gravity, trying to come open. We'll do one more bridge or wheel. So you can do what we just did before, or you can come into wheel. For wheel, you're going to, for wheel, your hands come to the top, your fingers are facing the back wall, or in my case the front, your fingers are facing the front wall, or in my case the back wall. And then you're just going to push up and keep your your head in line with your spine. Don't look down through at your hands. Try and keep your knees close together here, so squeeze your knees together. You can have anywhere from 6 inches to 18 inches width between your 2 hands. And just breathe and stay in control here. If this hurts your lower spine, then go back to bridge pose. For increased difficulty, squeeze your knees closer together. You can walk your legs closer to your hands, or you can walk your hands back to your feet. You can also straighten your legs. And let's lower down, letting every vertebrae hit the ground one at a time. And then squeeze your knees into your chest to provide some relief. Make sure your lower back is touching the ground while you're doing this. And then shoot your legs out. And we're going to come into a couple of final stretches. So come up. Let's go rolling a little bit. Just roll a little bit to help massage your lower back. Not rolling onto your neck, just onto your back. And then come up to a seated position. And then we're going to go through hurdles. Actually we're going to go through one inversion first. So a couple options. You can either do the headstand, the handstand, if you have a wall. I'm not going to run through those today. I'm just going to go to shoulder stand. So for shoulder stand, you're going to, let's see. So come onto your back like this. You're going to bring your elbows as close together as possible, and you're going to hold your lower back up with your hands to try and get a shoulder stand. So that looks like this. It'll be a lot easier if I just do it. So again, squeezing my elbows in together here. Hands come into line, they're 90 degrees with the ground. And then reaching up. And we're just going to hold this for about a minute. Your toes are pointed upwards here. And your legs are engaged. Your weight's not on your neck, your weight's on your shoulders here. So if the weight is in your neck, you should readjust. And the easiest way to do that is to bring your elbows in closer together. So squeezing your shoulders helps doing that. A few more breaths. And let's come out of that. We're going to come to child's pose. So spin around. Bring your knees to mat width distance. Bring your big toes to touch in the back. Sit back, sit down. Bring your hips into the little opening that your feet have created. And then walk your hands out. And then when your hands are out, push forward with your hands and try and bring your hips back into closer to your feet. And this is a great counter pose to any extensive back, any intensive back opener, inversions, for bridge, for example. This is a really good counter pose to that. So let your head rest on the ground. I'm not doing it just so you can hear me better. It looked like this. And then push your hands back. Sorry, keep your hands where they are, but push back so that your hips pull closer to your feet. You can also use your core to squeeze your lower back closer to your feet. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Two, 1. Come to a tabletop position with your hands below your shoulders, knees under your hips. And then let's push into a down dog. Now you're going to look forward, bend your knees, and you're going to bring your feet through your hands, setting up for hurdle stretch. So bring your left leg, bring your left foot into your thigh. Reach your hands up, inhaling, and then exhaling. Bring your hands as far as you can forward. They might only touch your shin, maybe they'll touch your ankle, or they'll touch your toes. Another thing you can do is interlace your fingers, bend your leg slightly or as much as you need to. Wrap them under your feet and then push your leg out. Make sure that your foot is dorsiflexed. And then try and pull your body forward. And then let your head rest. If you can, bring it to knee. And then come out of that. Switch your legs so that your left foot is pointing toward the corner. Right foot comes into thigh. Twist your body so that your chest is in line with your leg. Exhale, forward. And again, shin, ankle, toes, or you can bend your knee, wrap your foot, interlace your fingers and wrap them under your foot, and then push your foot so that it's straight, foot's dorsiflexed, and then try and pull your body forward, and eventually bringing your head to touch your knee or your shin. And the best way to get deeper into the stretch is as you inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, try and get a little closer. A couple more breaths here. Inhale. Bring your feet in now. Bring your hands, palms up on top of your knees. Straighten your back. Bring your chest up. Head slightly down. Bring your shoulders up and then let them sink down. Hands exposed. And just take a couple deep breaths and think about what you did today. Be aware of your body. Figure out what feels different, what feels better, what needs attention later. And then appreciate that you spent all this time working out, that you're making a positive effort to better yourself. Namaste.
So thanks for watching. Again, like I said, Facebook's taken off. I appreciate all the support. You guys are enjoying it. I still have a Twitter account. It's at manflowyoga. And Facebook is facebook.com/manflowyoga. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys again. Namaste.